9 heroes, a secret assassin, 1 Earth, space battles. You have my attention. Hello Internet, I'm me, and this is Uchuu Sentai Kyuranger, episode 5. And geez, by episode 5, we have a lot to go through. So, just as I didn't predict this, but I did want it. As we saw earlier, we had just come off of the defeat of the not Overlord, basically one of the Watchers of the segments of Earth. But he's not dead. I thought he was dead. Silly me. He wasn't dead. He's now still going around eating the dreams of other people, and this time has gone to his higher-ups to get a little more help. And we get the Sagittarius-looking dude who was actually working with Stinger before. And Stinger is also working with the Jack Matter. So, as the Kyuranger decide to... Well, they actually do a good idea. They are actually trying to decide whether or not they try to save the Earth, but they don't have all 9 saviors to do that. Or do they look for Stinger and then come back for Earth when they have a full team? Well, luckily, Stinger is on Earth, so they just kind of go there and start helping out. An away team is sent down, and one of the cooler things happens is that Lucky has actually been thinking about, well, shit, man. Those guys back on Earth, they really didn't like us, and they really thought that we were just more trouble than anything else. So... And in his mind, he's wondering whether or not the Earth even wants to be saved, if anything else. And this is actually really something that I like. That we're going to see opposition to being saved and show that the Earth is going to have to grow into wanting to be saved, not just the Kyuranger coming in and saving it. Again, I like the sentiment. Well, as they're about to fight this monster, something weird happens. A couple of kids start throwing rocks at the monster. Ineffectively, of course, but these 2 kids, who are the only ones, of course, dressed in any form of color, start going, get off Earth and leave us alone. And of course, what happens is, these 2 kids, 2 brothers, are actually taking up the mantle of saviors, because they know the adults are too afraid of the Jack Matter to do anything, so they're going to take it upon themselves to fight the good fight, and see if they can't actually show the parents that if kids can resist them, anybody can. And with the Kyuranger coming into the battle and helping out with a fight, I think they might have some chance. That is until, well, Stinger shows up. And the Sagittarius-looking dude takes down everybody and, well, orders Stinger to kill the kids. Luckily, Stinger is not a child murderer. Well, not just yet. He wants all the Kyuranger in one spot, get their Q globes, and then kill the kids. But of course, once retreating, Lucky actually realizes that he's not a bad guy, because if he was a bad guy, he would have just killed the kids there and then tried to kill them. So, he knows that there's something up with Stinger that no one's talking about. And in this, we actually cut over to Stinger holding the kids hostage and actually, not really trying to hurt them, giving them bread and making sure that they know that it's not poisoned or anything and it's perfectly safe to eat. Then we realize that, in a flashback, Stinger had a brother who ended up betraying his own village to the Jack Matter. And, well, his older brother, who is also, of course, I keep forgetting his name. He was the Melon Kamen Rider, from Kamen Rider Gaim. But that he has become the lead assassin to the Jack Matter, only being answerable to the great leader himself. Interesting shit. So, Stinger is looking for his brother Scorpio. So, this is actually really nice. And then, of course, Stinger shows that he's really not gonna actually kill these kids. Not really. And then, of course, betrays the Sagittarius-looking dude, sets the kids free, And then, of course, goes on into the fight with the Kyuranger, which, damn it, I've been waiting, and it was awesome. I think only the other series to make me feel kind of this way when it came to a Henshin and a roll call early on in the seasons was Kyuranger, where, you know, we had held off to seeing the entire team actually doing a Henshin and roll call, and this was pretty cool. All 9 Rangers transforming, roll calling, and posing. It looks brilliant. I loved it, and really, the battle that ensues right afterwards is worthy of all 9 Rangers being there for this fight. It's a massive fucking fight. Henchmen are everywhere. Of course, they're taking care of the monster. The Sagittarius dude decides to go up into space while the monster turns giant. We get to see 2 different combinations of our giant mech. It's freaking sweet. Ending in a culmination. A space fight outside of Earth's orbit that has the super meteor or super galaxy crush. I don't care. It looked awesome. We saw a space station, an entire space station explode. It's fantastic. And of course, with that, the episode ends with them trying to figure out, of course, what is on Earth? Why are the Jack Matter looking for it? And, well, can they all resolve their issues with each other, i.e. Champ and Stinger needing to balance things out, the romance or love interest of both Dorian and Raptor. Man, everybody else is kind of just already settled, so I guess they don't have to go through too much. Or maybe there's something that will come up. Who knows? There's a lot to do on this planet, and there's a lot more stuff that we're going to have to end up fighting. So, it's gonna be an interesting time. If I had to give this thing a rating on 1 through 10, I would say this was 8.5 to 9 out of 10. I enjoyed the shit out of this episode. It was big, it was bombastic, it was fun, it brought in new elements. It was just a good episode. A lot of fun stuff happening here. I like the fact that Stinger was a spy. And of course the commander, the easygoing commander, who, again, clearly knows more than he's talking about, forgets to mention that Stinger is an undercover agent for the Kyuranger and the Resistance. Of course you'd forget to mention that. This guy. I love the fact that also, every time he does the dance for the Q-let, to picking out which 5 Rangers are going, like, people are like, no, stop, don't, he's doing it. He's like that dad who tries to be cool. He's the dad who comes in on the skateboard and the backwards baseball cap going, "Hey kids, I'm hip." That's what he gives me a vibe off of. But I still love the character. He's a really cool character. It's just hilarious like that. And the fact that everybody wants to, now that they've seen what Earth is doing and the people of Earth, and this is again a small group of the people of Earth, are kind of growing a huge backbone to fight back against the Jack Matter, that this is actually going to be something that we're going to see later on down the line. That these guys are going to probably have to help other sections of the Earth rise up against the Jack Matter and convince them that it is a cause worth fighting for. And that's something I really like. And again, with Lucky actually thinking on the fact that people didn't want his help, that Earth might not want to be saved, it made him feel more real. It made him feel more like a hero. Somebody who, yes, he has the mentality of saying, I won't accept defeat and I won't, back down from a fight, but hearing people say, like, back off, we don't want to be saved because you guys are making things worse, does resonate with him. It does give an effect, and it does do something to him that just puts it in his head that not everything is what it seems, and not everything is what he wants. And that's something very interesting that I hope continues forward. It shows more character growth in this character. There's a lot of good stuff in this episode. Special effects were, of course, Japanese level TV show, but great in my opinion because it just had a lot of weight to it. It felt good. And man, I really can't wait for the next episode. I want to see where they're going to go next now that we've kind of ended this 5-part opener, if you could tell. You could say it is. And I hope that we get more balance and more just crazy characteristics and more fleshing out because it's a 9-member team and we're getting 2 more members later on. Thank you, Japanese magazines, for spoiling everything for me again. So, until next time, though, peace.